So a long time ago, we played a mono white silence build that played 16 silence effects. We played Orm's Chant, Silence, Calamity's Wake, which is exile all graveyards, and then they can't cast non-creature spells. And then the lesser known one that I don't see anyone else ever play, but Revel in Silence, which is on the backside of Flamescroll Celebrant, that says your opponent can't cast spells or activate Planeswalker loyalty abilities this turn. So it's kind of like a second Orm's Chant. And I thought it was really fun, but never really went anywhere with it. And while I was sort of toying around with Dawning Archaic and trying to figure out what we do, I thought maybe we could build some weird Jeskai shell where we get to play that package again, but instead of just trying to lock our opponent out like of the game completely, we're more so using it to stall our opponent until we get to a point where we can land a Dawning Archaic. So this is a 10 mana 7/7, costs 1 less for each instant sorcery in your graveyard. It has reach, and then whenever it attacks, you get to cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard for free. So we're not necessarily going all in on trying to reduce the cost of this. A lot of decks will play like Looting, Malevolent Rumble, that kind of stuff, try to get this down to 0. We're okay with playing it at 1, 2, 3, 4 mana sometimes, but we're mainly looking to just rebuy those spells and whatnot. So this is also usually played with Arena of Glory, because if you get it down to that 2 or 3 mana, you can exert, give it haste, and then be able to swing and buy back something right away. Now, already that Orm's Chant Silence, Revel in Silence package takes up 12 slots, and that's a lot of our early game. But then besides that, we're just kind of using some good card draw and general cantrips and stuff like that to fill the graveyard. So I'm going 4 Ponder along with 4 Flashback, just to rebuy silences and stuff like that on our opponent's turn. We're also playing 4 Consult the Star Charts. And we haven't played with Prismari Charm yet, but I'm also using an opportunity to test this card out. Surveil 2 plus draw a card means we can dump 3 things in the graveyard potentially, 3 instants and sorceries. It picks off sort of 1 damage stuff, blah, 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 and then can bounce something. So some good utility here. We are also playing See the Truth, which isn't the best kind of anticipate variation that you can grab, but it is quite good with Dawning Archaic or Flashback, because you get to grab all 3 of those cards that you look at instead. Couple Lorien revealed. Again, cycles early, dump something in the yard. We can buy it back later with Dawning Archaic. But this is also my other opportunity to test this card. Visionary's Dance, 7 mana. You create 2 3/3 blue and red elemental creatures tokens with flying. So you're getting 6 power across 2 bodies for 7 mana. But more importantly, you can discard it for 2, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them to your hand and the other into your graveyard. So it's kind of like the same function that like Waker of Waves and Living End has. It kind of fits our theme, but helps us kind of churn through the deck and pick things up while also fueling our graveyard at the same time. And same idea, it just so happens to work quite well with Dawning Archaic to help close out the game in the late game. Visionary's Dance has been good in draft. Hell yeah. Obviously, you could also play something like Magma Opus to help sort of ramp you, and this is also quite a good target for Archaic to bring back as well. But again, I'm kind of using this deck as another chance to test some of the cards that we haven't played with. We've been playing a lot of Pox and Living End, so we're trying to switch it up a little bit. But that's the general idea of the deck. We're going to stall, we're going to do some stuff, find a 7/7, and start swinging. Sideboard-wise, I'm also just trying to use a little bit of some other stuff that we haven't seen a lot of. Surgical is pretty common, Fire Magic, Wear and Tear, blah, 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 Voice of Victory. We have not played Thing in the Ice in a very long time, and I feel like this is a fun deck to try it out in as a sideboard plan. Pretty solid against aggro. It's a 0/4 that blocks, and then eventually, because we're casting so many instants and sorceries, it just flips into a 7/8 on par with Dawning Archaic, and then we can start swinging. Of course, we're running Dampened Sphere and Meltdown, Wrath of the Skies, but I'm also trying out Cemetery Illuminator, which I think is kind of interesting because, like, okay, enters, attacks, blah, 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 it's kind of pseudo Grave Hate, but then if we hit, like, an instant or sorcery from our opponent's graveyard, or maybe we eat one of our own, even though we don't really want to, it kind of just acts as like a precognition field or something like that, where we can at least get an extra card off the top of the library, and a 2/3 flyer is not the worst thing to be doing. So this is a card that I've kind of toyed around with in the past, but never actually put it in anything. And I just thought a one of here might be fun. So that's the idea. We'll start here, and then I have a couple other Archaic brews that we'll get into, but I think this one is a good place to get moving and grooving. All right, game one. This hand's insane, so no. we'll try this one out. I think I actually just want to chuck back the See the Truth here. We do have Celebrant. Okay. Interesting. Against Affinity. We do have Meltdowns and stuff. I think we'll grab a blue source here. But they're at a much faster start than we are. My problem with this deck is, I don't know, playing a bunch of like Revels and stuff, silence effects. I don't know if it's like what you really want to be doing in Historic. This seems been blah, a bunch of other games, and probably just gonna do mtgarena. I feel that. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back. All right, chat, we're getting double pinnacled, and our opponent is passing back. That doesn't feel very good. I don't like it. Flamethrower Celebrant is also a little awkward because it goes into the graveyard as a whatchamacallit, but that's okay. We'll Revel on our opponent's upkeep. We get to Swinny Dust for 2. And then next turn we'll probably Ponder and see if we can find a Silence or an Orm's Chant. Spirebluff Canal is a good pickup. We do find a Silence. I do like a lot of these options. We're going to decline that. We'll grab the Canal here. We'll silence our opponent. We are taking quite a bit of damage off our shocks and stuff, which might be something to take into account. So we know Archaic's there, so let's discard. Okay, pick up another Silence. Pretty good for us. We'll play the starting town. I don't know if I really want to go to 10. That's probably a mistake to let him have a turn. But, it doesn't feel good yet. Maybe we need to lean more into the fast lands if we're only... I don't know, it's tough. The one thing I'm not so sure about this list is I, like, aired away from, like, Faithless Looting and stuff and Thought Scour. Even though those fill things really fast. I wanted to play more into, like, the Silence package. But we'll just see how it feels. This is our first game, chat. But it seems to me like, not shocking in was a mistake there. We gave our opponent quite a lot to do. Take a Revel in Silence. In this case, I think I am shocking in. We're gonna go down. There's also a chance he has Metallic Rebuke. Oh, I guess he doesn't. He can't activate Tamiyo, which is nice off of Revel. We have Reach as well, so we do get to play the Dawning Archaic. And then silence him. Does he have Rebuke? He does not. You just do that, which is fine. He could swing, which he does. We'll kill his Emery. We're at 3. He taps out, so we can swing and kill the Tamiyo. And then I think we just rebuy this to make a couple blockers. Get rid of that. And then we ponder here. Maybe find... Okay. Yeah, I like all of this, actually. We're going to go down to 1. Which hurts a lot. Or, I'm sorry, down to 2. We take 1, go down to 2. He does nothing. We get to swing openly here. I'm tempted to... Oh, okay. Opponent scoops it up. Chat, we somehow came back. Pretty good. We have... Whoa. Do you guys see that? Okay, it's not just me. You guys see the giant... Oh. Hello? Uh-oh. Did it boot us out of that game? It did. No. Hello? Chat, what just happened? Okay, not really sure what just happened, but we're on to another match. Maybe they conceded and just didn't show us the concede. Which, I'll take a free win, chat. We're gonna fire this off right away. I don't know what just happened, but that's okay. That's an instant, right? Yeah. All right, match 2, I guess. Seems like we're playing against Mono Black. Probably gonna get thought seized. Gonna let it happen. We have a lot of card draw here. Chat, I'm gonna count that we are 1-0. Oh, I haven't even updated stream. Okay. Chat, we're doing great. Hopefully opponent's real confused. Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna fire off actually, yeah, I'll fire out the consult here. Charm has a little extra. Ooh. I like that, chat. I also like that quite a bit. Like I said, unfortunately that doesn't count towards Archaic. Seems like we're just against Mono Black, which might be tough. The other thing is we don't have a way to really rebuy Archaic, and we don't have... I mean, I guess we kind of have secondary win con. I think I'm just going to dig for a land here. Silence is also pretty good. But if we well, we'll see if he makes us discard. I might just see a Shieldred here. Phyrexian Arena is fine with me. We're gonna fire this up to Surveil. I guess I'll take this second one. It only costs 3 mana. And then his upkeep will fire off a chant. See if he has removal for Archaic in response. His Murderous Rider. Of course, he's played Murderous Rider. When was the last time you saw someone play Murderous Rider, chat? Okay, we do have second Archaic, which is fine. Might have Edict here. Yeah, it's just not played that much anymore, but this guy's in there like swimwear. But removal heavy decks seem tough if we're only playing Archaic as our... I guess we have Flame Scroll, but Dawning Archaic's really our only creature. Yeah, Bloodchief's Thirst. Aetherborn is fine. We'll Revel here. I guess we could have casted it, but the front side doesn't really do anything. Could have traded out the Aetherborn. But I would assume, like, mid-range decks kind of eat us for breakfast. Second Flame Scroll. He's just going to keep picking away at us with this Aetherborn. I do love Revel in Silence. I'm having fun with this card. I'm surprised that Affinity player gave up. I feel like that matchup games 2 and 3 for them is pretty good. But, I mean, we have Wrath, Meltdown, Wear and Tear, plus Thing in the Ice. But maybe they just didn't want to play against a million silences, and I understand that. Does have quite a lot of cards in hand. We're looking for any sort of card draw spell to get us somewhere. But he's also 2 cards a turn. He's got to be full of removal spells at the moment. I don't remember. Arena of Glory's good, but doesn't necessarily help us right now. We get little info. Meathook Massacre. He's just pretty basic mono black devotion. Tough Warlock class. I feel like we might just need more threats as well. But I think let's go game 2, chat. I think we're pretty dead there. Praven. Let's crack a legend. Okay, I'm kind of interested in test. When was the last time I played with fucking Thing in the Ice? Almost never. I kind of want to bring in the voice and the 3 things. Is that crazy? Yeah, removal's gonna be tough. I kind of want a couple surgicals too. I don't think Thing in the Ice is good here, but I'll bring in a voice and a surgical. Maybe go down a Lorien and See the Truth. I guess like we can set up, we can try to like hold on to Archaic and set up turns where we like have Arena of Glory plus Archaic and like a silence in hand. And then we can like silence the opponent, play the Archaic, swing, buyback, dance, and see where that gets us. But we're gonna have to play around instant speed removal quite a bit here. On the Delian one, Frozen? Someone crabbed you? Wow. I'm glad I live in your head, Praven. Dude, the more I play with Delian, the more I like him. Delian's so... I kind of want to visit, like, we played... Remember that Super Friends list we played? With, like, Delighted Halfling and Oath of Nissa. I'm gonna silence my opponent turn 1. It's basically like getting Thoughtseize, but not. Consult's pretty good. I'll hold on to it. If he wants to Thoughtseize and take 1, I think that's fine. Warlock class is good too. I've been seeing... What else have I been seeing? I saw a lot of people... I ran into that like iTwitch list. Is that the same one that is he playing iTwitch, Frozen? I've seen a couple other... I faced like a Jun list and stuff. With iTwitch into like the paradigms. I'll grab a See the Truth here. I think we're gonna take flashback. And then we'll try and flashback see the truth. I don't think, but it could be wrong. Yeah, I can't remember. Do you think we're getting bans? Does anything feel ban-worthy right now? I mean, fraud and shit is annoying, don't get me wrong. I could also just flashback silence here. But I think I'm going to flashback see the truth. We're going to draw 3. That was a good draw. We'll orange chance our opponent. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not, I'm in fucking plat. We're playing all sorts of random garbage this season, which I feel like we did last season too. Well, I guess I played Living End to Mythic, but, I guess I'm just more interested in testing this season, which is fine, but the amount of times I've ran into, do I want to consult here for 4 and then hope we find a silence or a chant? I kind of do. Let's do it. Fuck. That was a mistake, chat. Let's ponder and use our mana while we can. Fuck, no. Okay. Good thing we did that. Okay, Arita's a good pickup. Yeah, I could see Ruby Storm. I mean, I haven't faced a ton of the top stuff, so... I mean, I'm facing fucking Mono Black Devotion right now, so I don't really feel the hurt. But the times that we have faced Ruby Storm, it feels pretty sick. But they also just added so much. They just gave us Ritual, Jester's Will. Are they gonna immediately cut those back, or are they gonna hit like actual like rail or something? We'll play our arena. This Bloodletter is annoying because we're gonna take 8. So maybe we just hold on to Charm and bounce on his turn. We'll Revel, and then in response, we're gonna bounce the Bloodletter. Yeah, Manamorphose wouldn't be bad. But I feel like that's an enabler, like you said, for a lot of other stuff. If you hit, like, they have the Storm random 3-cost stuff from their graveyard, but then they just play Pass in Flames or the other 3-mana Storm that exiles from the top. I mean, you could hit Ruby or Rail, but that doesn't seem amazing. Chat, we're not doing well against this list. We're gonna Charm and try and see if we can find an Archaic or something. It's not an Archaic. Can we find one off this? We do. However, it's awkward, right? Because now we can't Arena of Glory it. But we can play it for free. But yeah, besides Ruby Storm, is anything else crazy right now? Frog is Frog. It's nice to have a good, like... I feel like Frog's less oppressive than a Johnny. It's good to have something policing the format like that. Living End's not really crazy. Auras is on a die down. That Phoenix list is still popping around, but that doesn't feel crazy either. We'll see if he just plays out his hand or he decides to remove our Archaic here. Maybe both. Second Aetherborn. I think we're also learning that we need to prioritize finding an Archaic. Oh yeah, we're just getting Great Merchanted. So like a deck, like we really only have Archaic as our win con. I mean, we can get into the late game. Is what, match 3? We have Archaic plus a bunch of stuff and some good mana here. So we'll see how we do. It's probably worth just firing off turn 1. We got nothing better to do. We'll probably see the truth for... Oh, that's also pretty nice. Silence. I'll take silence. And then we can arena Dragon Sniper. She's a sniper. All right, silence our opponent. Chat, they're playing more than whatever cards, so this is gonna go great. Okay. Don't know what that means. All right, I'm here for it. We're gonna bring in the Wraths. And what do we think? They're on a weird version of elves? Fire magic? For now. And then if we need to bring in the things in the ice, the things in the ice, we can bring those in for game 3. See how we do. But yeah, we're just in chat, we gotta play some real decks soon. We gotta face some real decks. We gotta play some real decks. We are so far behind. We're facing, like, in the last 2 streams, how many decks above 60 cards have we faced? All of them? Every single one? Okay, chat, it was not elves. It's Innkeeper's talent. With Propagator Primordium. Hell yeah, opponent. Is that whenever you cast a fungus at traders? Oh no, just at the beginning of your upkeep. Okay. We're gonna fire this off. I guess I just take my 3rd starting town. I think I'm just gonna hold on to a charm. In case if he wants to go Innkeeper's talent plus second chat, we're getting Primordiumed. Oh no. We're gonna bounce this back to his hand, take 2. How much does this cost for 3? 5? So it costs 6 mana total. Gross. Okay, second Revel's pretty good. We'll play the Seachrome Coast. We're gonna take another whatever here. We're down to 16, and then that will take us down to 11. Unless he levels it up. Lotus Field. Muy interesante, chat. Muy interesante. Goes up to 6, takes us down to 10. Ouch. We find a silence, which lets us play Archaic the following turn. So that puts what? Double counters, and then he gets to return. He has to remove them to return something. I get the vibe. I get the vibe. Lotus Field's a weird inclusion, but I'm here for it. So that goes up to 8. We go down to 2. We need... Well, there's a couple things we need. A Ponder's not bad. We can Ponder first here. Don't want any of those. We find a Silence. Cast this for 4, and then we die. Okay, chat. We learned a bunch of things. We are going to bring in the things in the ice. Probably drop a chart. I don't think the silences are as important here. We just want to get to a point where we can blow up the board in some way or form and then stick an Archaic. Yeah, see, Reanimator Lessons just won a Modern Challenge, too. With Eye Twitch and Archon of Cruelty. What a sick... I like that. That's pretty fun. Space! Watch streak? Holy shit, Mr. Spiffman. This guy's watched me 3 streams in a row. Who does he think he is? Let's grab, what, Steam Vents? Yeah. No, we'll chant our opponent. Howdy, howdy. Oh, I need a nap, boys. I always need a nap. Okay, let's see what we find off of this. I want the Flame Scroll here, I think. We're gonna play the Sacred Foundry. 3 mana, Mesmeric. Chat, what the fuck is going on? We're playing against cards this person owns, which I think is fine if he wants to mill us a whole bunch. I'm in for it. Wrath of the Skies for 2. Whenever an opponent casts a blue or black spell, put a counter on this creature. What? This guy's got some freaking tech, dude. This guy's got some tech for us. Mold Adder, new historic staple. Gaia's Blessing. Bruh. What is going on? Propagated Primordium. There it is, boys. What's the point? What's the point of playing Primordium? Hey, big boy. Alright, chat. We get to Revel and silence him, which is sick. And then that lets us rebuy... Ooh, what do we want to rebuy, actually? We could just rebuy Visionary, but we can also grab a See the Truth. Okay, we don't need it anymore. We'll swing with the Archaic, even if he has some sort of removal spell. We get to make 2 3/3s. And then... maybe we consult and just try and find another silence effect. A chant or a silence. We'll kick that. And go from there. Opponent goes to 13. We'll kick this. Give me something. Give me something. That's not anything I wanted, but I will take all of these. And we'll tap that. Alright, chat. This is like, the deck's kind of doing the thing now. We land an Archaic, and we get to keep casting silences. Opponent does not want to swing, and we draw. Ooh, okay. Let's just swing all first. What do I want to grab? We could just, let's just See the Truth. Let's just get 3 cards and see where that leads us. Opponent has a Hissing Quagmire. They'll block. We draw Orm's Chant, which is pretty good. So he'll trade out Archaic, which is fine by me. And then we'll play second Archaic. And then on his turn, we're going to tap this. Or kick that. And hopefully he's dead. Maybe. I don't know if we want to Wrath and just blow up everything so he can't block. Kind of seems like the best game plan here. We find a thing in the ice. So let's just see. If we do this for 2. We blow up both his Primordiums. And we swing for 7. Okay. It's just a name. And this is exactly the kind of hand we want to see. So we'll put a stop on our opponent's upkeep, and we're going to fire off a silence right away. And then, I don't know what we'll do on 2. I think we'll just hold on to Dance plus Charm. But I would, okay. Soul Warden's fine. Let's Visionary's Dance here. Find another, I'll take another land. It's probably more important. Spire Bluff's good. Let's see if we can get him to play something. Okay, Johnny's Welcome's fine. He does not have enough lands, so I don't really think I care about this Soul Warden, do I? No, I think we're going to Surveil and draw. I kind of like all of those options, so we're going to take everything. Play this tap to put a stop on our opponent's turn. We'll silence them, and then we'll consult end of turn. And then we have enough to cast Archaic. Maybe we can find something else here. Arena of Glory is a perfect fucking draw, chat. Okay, so we get to Arena. So this is the first time we're doing this. So we cast Arena, and then we use its mana to play Dawning Archaic. And then we get to swing with Archaic the same turn, which lets us rebuy Visionary's Dance and get 2 of those. He also gets smacked for 7, and then we have a whole board. That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. Opponent scoops it up. They got stuck on land. We did see some removal from them. Get lost, so I assume he's just plain old mono white. So we'll bring in Wrath in the Skies. I think this is a good time to try out Thing in the Ice. A couple fire magics. Chant and Silence are probably the things we want to see the most. Prismari Charm's also pretty good. We could probably drop a Flashback, drop a Celebrant, drop a See the Truth, a Revealed, a Ponder. Maybe a second Flashback. Do something like that. Yeah, does the plugin work on stream still? I think so. I haven't checked in a while. I think one time Praven told me it was broken. This is a fun hand, but I don't think I want to keep, because it's just slow. Jesus. Chat, how do we feel about triple silence with 1 land? Not very good. Okay, this is better. To be honest, I think I'm going to put back Archaic. And we're just going to try and run off of this. Okay, that's nice. Try to slow our opponent down best we can. Play our Thing in the Ice. God, when was the last time you cast a Thing in the Ice, chat? Voice of Victory. Shout out to my opponent. Doesn't want me casting things on his turn. Ozolith. That's spicy for sure. All right, chat. I think we're just gonna bounce this back and let him chill for a turn, and then he'll probably replay it, and then we'll cast Charm again. Okay, Voice of the Blessed. That's a little more annoying. We also, ooh, Visionary. Let's see if we can find a land. Those are not lands. I'll take a See the Truth though. This Voice of the Blessed is gonna run us over pretty quick. I am interested in what he's doing with Ozolith. Unless it's literally just for this and, what's the other 2-drop creature that lets you move its counters? Yeah, we're gonna get ran over pretty fast here. We really need to hit that land drop. I mean, we did bounce the voice. Block the Pride Mate. That's not very good, though. Well, we might top deck something relevant. Probably not, but we might. Dawning Archaic is not relevant. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, Fire Magic doesn't feel very good. Every time I want to cast this, it's like, I don't know. It's all I feel like I'd rather just play Anger. Or Sweltering Suns. Or Brotherhood End. Alright, Jet. Sure, this hand has more relevant things to do. So grab a Steam Vents. We also might want to run one Surveil Lands, depending. Bum, 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 bum. Voice of Victory. Ooh. Taking Arena. I'm gonna bounce that right now. Then we might just kick a Star Chart next turn. Ooh, only has 2 lanes. Good for us. Actually, let's dig a bit. Let's dig a lot, actually. But the fact that this costs 6 mana, I know it's an instant, which helps, but 6 mana for 3 damage is not great. That feels bad. Alright, let's kick this. Looking for an Archaic. He's at 2 mana, and now he's at 1. Let's play this tapped. Alright, chat. We'll see how much damage we take, but hopefully... Okay, voice sucks for us here. Where does this get us? We can Arena next turn. Oh, we can Dawning Archaic, swing, buy back Prismari Charm, bounce the Voice of Victory, and then his turn, we can stop him from attacking and casting. Seems good. Unless he's playing Reprieve and Mana Tithe. Okay, Revitalize is fine. What else? Is this each creature? Yeah. So he can't swing, but we have a second charm in here, right? Yeah, we do. So let's swing. Second charm. Bounce this one. Nice. Then his upkeep, we can let's consult here. Chance is fine. Play this. His upkeep will fire off a second Worm's Chant. And then we have Flame Scroll Celebrant for the next one. Okay, so I do enjoy... Prismari Charm's super sick here. And then being able to bounce our stuff with Archaic and just keep him from ever going again is incredible. So far, it's going really well, chat. He blocks. We get to Revel and silence him with Orm's Chant backup. Hopefully that's GG's. What do we have in here? Should we just see the truth? Draw 3. Nice. Oh lord, we're playing against Thragtusk the Mighty. There's no way we win this, chat. There's no way. However, I do like instilling fear in our opponent by silencing on turn 1. That makes me feel really good all the time. Celestial Colonnade. Doesn't seem like doing that on turn 1 was even worth it. But I like to instill the fear. We'll probably Prismari Charm end of turn. Try to dump 3 things in the yard. Stoneforge Mystic. All right, opponent. What kind of list we running here, sir? Ah, Meteor Sword. Let's Surveil 2. I do kind of like that. We can flashback and bounce the Stoneforge, give him something else, but then he can't Meteor us. I guess if he's just going to play Meteor... he's probably playing Philia, too. Okay. We can silence him. And then he might, flash that in response, which is fine. Did we put a... No. We're just gonna bring back the Prismari Charm here. That Stoneforge Art, awesome. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Very confused why he's not sniping. Okay. A little confused, chat. Surprised he didn't hit our Arena of Glory. We could... Ooh, I like all of that, actually. But I'll take that first. See the truth. We could have Prismari Charmed. I'll take another chance. Try and silence our opponent. You think they would ever give us Isochron Scepter? So I can Orm's Chant people? Forever? That'd be fun, huh? You think he has removal here? He does. Ooh. Pat that style. Okay. Maybe I should have chanted first. Well, I obviously should have chanted first. That's tough. Let's just get a little more info out of this game then. Just gonna go grab a land. But good to know. We're gonna have to really protect our... Does it even matter? No. Get rid of the chant. Oh, flow state's interesting too. I haven't seen a Stoneforge deck in a long time, chat. I'm here for it. I like flow state. I like what our opponent's doing. We drew nothing. Okay. So we have a lot of tech here, but I feel like he's gonna play into some counter magic too. So I guess maybe we just bring in our regular whatever. There's a chance he has... Well, I guess we have Prismari Charm. We'll just run it back like this. Are you guys getting a lot of visual glitches in your games too? Because I am. Sorry, opponent. Let's go. Sure. This looks fun, doesn't it? I feel like our silences are more important from turn 2 onwards. So I think I'm just gonna start with a ponder here. Try and find another red source works for me. I'm gonna end up... Okay, he also ponders. Okay. Good draw. We'll silence our opponent on turn 2. See what they got going on here. Chat, my legs are so tired. Wizard. Interesting. I am gonna play this tap because I want to consult on his turn. Chat, what does wizard mean? Is Stoneforge is an artificer, isn't she? A core artificer? Maybe I'm wrong. Flamescroll Celebrant seems pretty good. Wrath of the Skies also seems quite good. We'll Revel in Silence our opponent here. Ooh, what do you got? What do you got? Glen Alondra. Guardian. Very spicy. We're still gonna cast this. He could remove it, and if he has a second 2-mana spell plus a land, might be worth it, but very interesting. Like I said, we know... Is this just unless they... Oh no, it's just remove a counter from it. Okay. Inkmoth Nexus. We do find an Orm's Chance. Inkmoth Nexus is annoying. He has played quite a bit of manlands, which hurts. Is he gonna flash something else in? Maybe. So there's like a Hammer Time build, but I want to know what else he's playing Wizards for. Star Charts is quite good. Actually, you know, let's see what he does. Boys, I'm quite intrigued by this deck. We haven't seen Ophelia either. Ophelia's kind of cool with Glen Alondra, though. Then you can reset the counter spell. Okay, not where I thought this was going at all. And I also just realized, of course, he's over 60 cards. Chat, every deck we face is over 60 cards. All the time. Every time. We are in the depths of hell. Opponent does not... Yeah, we can grab both of these. We don't quite have enough yet, do we? I'm gonna see if we can get him to spend the mana on Glen Alondra. that worked out. Good. We get to draw a card. All right, so that lets us haste an Archaic next turn. We don't really have a rest in peace. Okay, never mind, chat. We're getting fucked. We're getting fucked by blue-white cards. If I had to play a deck in a historic tournament to win, what would I play? Right now? I mean, when I entered the AHL League a couple times, and I usually try to play something that I know really well. Oh, he finds a Time Twister too. We're just in the bone zone. We're just getting fucked, dude. Let's chat about it. So we played our 5 matches. Again, they weren't great. That first Affinity match, our opponent just gave up after we silenced them for like 3 turns in a row. I like Archaic. I wasn't very impressed by how fast we could get it online. But like I said, I tried to veer a little away from like looting, Thought Scour, and that kind of stuff because I feel like that's like the go-to. And I wanted to test it. Most of the brews we have for tonight are testing Archaic more as just like a value engine and a game ender rather than like an all-in kind of combo-y piece. It was also an excuse to just silence people a whole bunch and play this package again, which felt pretty good in terms of protection. Against that like life gain player, we got to Prismari Charm, bounce both his threats, and then just keep him for replaying as we kept swinging in with Archaic to close out the game, which felt pretty strong. Speaking of which, Prismari Charm was very strong. Surveilling and bouncing something is great. We didn't get to use the second ability to deal some damage, but that's also pretty awesome. But even just the first and third put in a lot of work during those matches. Visionary's Dance with Archaic is cool. I still kind of feel like Magma Opus would just be better. And Flashback, we didn't play a whole bunch of them, but it does play really well with at least these two, Chant and Silence. This exiles itself. So you could easily use it as copies like, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16 in this kind of shell if you wanted to. And just start chanting people over and over. This card's just good in general. Even though we didn't get to do a whole lot with it, I think it's good enough to see more and more play in like non-storm lists and stuff. Everything else seemed fine. See the Truth with Archaic was pretty cool. Lorien revealed with Archaic was whatever, even though we didn't really do much. But overall, I think the plan's cool. It didn't really have the speed I wanted it to. You really have to go for Archaics in your openers or like dig for them really fast. Sometimes you run out of steam when you're just kind of just casting chance in those early turns and not progressing like your resources by drawing more cards and sort of setting up an Archaic. But Archaic was impressive every time we put it down, but at the same time, like, it's our only threat. So you saw that life game player, or no, the blue-white card in the last match, pile of cards, just kind of blew it up immediately, and then we had nothing else to do, which sucks. So not impressed with that kind of aspect of it. I think you would have to somehow build the deck more to support Archaic after you find it with like Force Negation and stuff like that too. If you optimize it, cyber-wise, I think this is fun. We never got to play Illuminator, but overall, a lot of things come in handy. Was not impressed by Fire Magic at all. Probably rather just play Anger of the Gods. But overall, this deck was fun. First time testing out Archaic, but we have some other variations that we're going to be testing out tonight. So it was so-so. We didn't do great. We didn't do horrible. 3-2. Played a bunch of random whatever. And if we can't win against that, then what does that say about our list, you know? But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.